This is what our view of accountability, and I was pleased this morning to hear Liz Denham presenting accountability. I fully agree on your presentation. Accountability is more than just complying to some principles or some written text or contracts and so on. This is really thinking further, thinking about the consequences, the ethical consequences of what we are doing. When a user will use idle product, for example, he or she should be aware about what will be the result in terms of risk or harms for the individual. Then, as I said before, if we don't do that, we have this risk of the users pushing back or refusing these applications. And when I say accountability, this is accountability not only at the company level, but accountability at the user-employee level. It has to be a chain of accountability inside the company, and not only inside the company, or along the processing chain. When we talk about ethics, and I'm sharing with you here some result of an early work I will talk more about at the end of my presentation. When we talk about ethics, what do we mean? We have, and this is academic work, when we talk about ethics, we talk about ethics based on rule, based on outcome, what will be the result, on the value. And we have different parties involved when doing big data or addressing big data at large. We have regulators usually looking at some rules in order to reduce the potential harms and try to prevent the worst case. We have commercial organizations trying as much as possible to have the maximum outcome, that is to take the data, to do some analysis, and understand more and more about what's going on in the market, what's going on in the mind of the consumer, and so on and so. The government policymakers, usually they think in terms of societal outcomes, what will be the result, what will be the benefit for the society. We have information technologists, as Fernando said before, for the technologists, and I fully understand because personally I'm not a lawyer by education, I'm an engineer, but I fully understand the frenzy of an engineer looking at a new algorithm, a new technology and saying, well, it's great. We will use that, we will discover a lot of things, and usually they are not really focused on what will be the consequence. The pleasure is really to build something new and to have new potential and new results from that. And last but not the least, individual and data subject. And I'm sorry to say that too often, the individual and the data subject are forgotten in this landscape. And this is also why introducing this ethical dimension is so important. And we need for sure to balance between the different stakeholders.